Do the introduction for real.
Yep.
So I got fucking Steve who'll do it. Okay. And I have Kyle from the fucking Nelk Boys. Now, number one, before we get into this, you started this years ago. How many years ago?
The channel was made in 2010.
Fucking 10 years
But
ago.
like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't even know if we were uploading at that time. I don't know offhand when the first video was uploaded, but that's when like the account Nelk Films was made, was what I called it.
Did you have an account before that?
Nah, that's what I mean. I don't even know if we were uploading at that time or I just made it to have an account, you know?
And what inspired you to call it Nelk Films?
It stood for, at the time, like, you know when you make like a fucking random ass gamer tag on Xbox or some shit?
Oh yeah.
The people I was friends with at the time, Nelk stood for Nick, Elliot, Lucas, Kyle.
It was just your guys' names.
Yeah,
Of the people
so I
who
just
were in
made
the
the
group.
channel. Like I was in what, grade 9, so I was just making like a channel, not thinking of obviously anything, you know.
Was it?
So I was always into making videos and shit, funny videos, like short films, serious shit, everything. So we just made a channel, called it Nelk Films. We'd fuck around, like make funny shit, pranks, skits.
How old
all
were
that
you
type
at this
of shit.
time?
Grade 9. But I've been making videos before that, just for fun and shit. Like always fucking around with the camera, like even in elementary school and shit.
So was Nelk Films like that? Like getting the guys together with the names? Was that your idea?
That's the thing. It wasn't. It's like you don't think of it. You just make an account, just like you're making like a. I call it like an Xbox gamer tag. It's just like you just make it. You know, you're not thinking like it's gonna be a business. It's just
Yeah,
making
but
an
you
account.
made it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, like, how did you know that like YouTube was where you wanted to go back then? Because a long time ago, like YouTube wasn't as much of a thing as it is today.
Do you remember when they used to call it the YouTube Partner Program? Do you remember that or no?
No, that was in before me.
Okay.
That was like 2 years before me.
That's what they would call it, and that's when you would you could make money from it. So I would see all these people like making money off YouTube, like doing it full time, and I was just like fascinated.
In the ninth
by
grade.
that.
In the 10th
Like,
grade.
yeah, all throughout like just high school and shit
It's
too.
fucking
Just
crazy.
like I would watch like YouTubers and shit, and they were making money, and I would see that they're like doing it full time.
Who did you watch back in the day?
Jimmy Tatro,
Yeah, I was
a
in
bunch
movie
of
set
people
with
like
Jimmy.
back OGs. Like, do you remember like Kasim G or
Yeah.
any of them?
Yeah, I didn't watch much YouTube
Niga
back in the day.
Higa
But
was funny too. Like,
Yeah.
just like everyone on like YouTube and shit.
you watched them too?
Niga Higa. Yeah.
That's like way before, but yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You watched him and you're young. You're super young.
Yeah, I watched him and
The How to Be Gangster and shit.
yeah.
Remember that? Those
Yeah.
were like, but we were young. But back then, those were like funny as fuck. How to Be Ninja and all that.
Yeah.
You remember that or not?
I didn't really watch much of that.
It's probably not funny anymore, but like it was funny back then.
So, Kyle, where did you like? Because I've been working with you like we've been working together, all of us, for like the last fucking 8 months, almost.
It's good. Yeah.
Something
8 to
like
10
that.
months.
And you're super fucking creative. Where did that come from?
I came from like a video and editing and like acting like background. Like I always knew I was gonna do something I wanted to do something in like the film or fucking quote space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a broad thing now. So in high school, I was making we were making funny videos for YouTube. I was making serious like short film type shit, acting in it, editing it, directing it and shit. And then I wanted to
So
go.
you're like a film kid?
Like, I was good at it, yeah. I was definitely good at it, editing and shit. But that's the thing, like, that's what I mean. When you say a film kid, that's what drove me to YouTube. Because when I went to university, I went to this school called Ryerson. And they were film kids. Like, the teacher would be like, what's your guys' favorite movie and shit? And everyone would, like, say these, like, random-ass, like, Japanese films and shit.
Why? Because they were trying to be like...
No, just because that's what they were into.
Yeah.
Like, they loved, like, the passion of, like, filmmaking and, like... And I was just like, dude, how the fuck are you guys going to do this as a business? Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to go around making Japanese films and shit.
So
And, like,
so then how did you start to realize
so
that?
I was like, I liked making shit that, like, I wanted to make. Like, whether it was, like, a serious-ass cool movie with, like, a sick idea or it was a funny-ass video. I loved doing comedy shit. So that was what YouTube was for. And I was like, dude, let's just do like funny shit on YouTube, do whatever we want. And then videos slowly started like taking off. You know what I mean? I think.
Fucking Steve.
You guzzin'?
Go to Steve's.
It's fucking.
What are you doing?
Your fucking tequila's laced, dude.
Laced with what?
I don't know. You fucking tell me.
Bro, nothing. You opened the bottle.
That's the weird
That means
part.
you laced it.
Don't fucking trust Brad.
Yeah, okay,
That's
fuck you.
the fucking...
Fuck. Here you are in my house drinking the fucking bottle. You open it, lace your own shit. Don't trust me? Fucking you
Before we
scumbag.
finish this, I'll ask. I'm like a mediator between this drug thing. Yeah. I'm always the mediator. Yes or no, are there mushrooms in this house?
That was a loaded question.
What do you mean?
That was a load. He
It's
brought
not
mushrooms
loaded
with him.
at all.
No.
He brought
You
mushrooms.
said that you were running low. You needed mushrooms. Did you run out? Yes or no?
You brought mushrooms. That's why they're
Do
in the
you
house.
still have the grinded up mushrooms?
I never had grinded up mushrooms, you motherfucker.
You see the face?
It's
That's
just
the face
funny.
when we caught him.
No,
Let's
it's just
keep it in. Keep it in.
it's the feds. We got him.
Steve, keep it in.
Fuck, keep that in.
LAPD arrest us, man.
Oh my god, for what? For fucking mushrooms? For microdosing? Get out of here, bro.
Oh, there's a lot of other stuff.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't need it. We don't need to get into that.
Okay, Steve. This question's for you then.
Okay.
It's kind of similar to what we were asking, talking about with Kyle, but very different. Super
it's gonna
different.
be a totally different angle.
Completely different question. But
Okay.
yo, how did you know you wanted to do YouTube? Because you're 21.
Yeah,
Just turned 21.
I didn't know I wanted to do YouTube, but I was fascinated about the gamers. Fascinated me growing up. That was their job, and that they were not only was their job, but it seemed like they made a lot of money. I guess to me back then, like,
Yeah.
so I always thought, I know this is stupid, that I always thought I would like work out, and this is so dumb. Like that I could stream video games and work out and become like fucking famous and rich. I don't know. I always had high expectations, which is
That's
weird.
not stupid at all, though.
But
Now that's what you're fucking
Because
doing.
it's fucking. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not
that's what I'm
stupid.
doing. But I didn't get there just from doing that,
Bro,
You know, I got there from doing fucking crazy shit and
Right.
grinding.
right.
And
We're going to talk more about this. I'm going
Yeah.
to ask you some more questions about this. Like specifically, like you grew this like massive platform from fucking doing crazy shit that other people do not do. And you really do it. Like I've seen you do shit that like takes my fucking breath away. Like when you drink these bottles, I'm like, this dude is going to fucking die. And you started this shit. And so a lot of people think about this. Are you the healthiest guy? And I know I did a video of this on my other YouTube, but are you healthy?
very healthy. And we have blood work from
We
your rub and tug too.
It wasn't a rub and tug.
no.
But yeah, we did get your blood work.
No, I'm confused. You have different types of businesses. Your other legit business.
My
I'm
other
sorry,
legit business?
I don't know. Fucking
Yeah.
my bad.
You are actually really
I
healthy.
am very healthy, and
You
you could, yeah, vouch for that.
But the reason why I brought that up, right? Because you did this. It's like this. I don't know the things that. I guess it's rare that someone does something so crazy. And you did it so many times. Like you've done so many different versions. Like the eggs. Remember when you drank the fucking eggs at my gym?
yeah, that was crazy.
Shit like that. Like where you're like you didn't even know it was humanly possible, and then you do it, and you did all these crazy things, and now you've gotten to a point where people love you just for you. Like beyond just the crazy shit you've done, because you have such a dope personality on camera and off camera.
Thank you, bro.
Isn't
Yeah,
no? I'm not
Steve-
trying to just give you like
Steve reminds me of like a stand-up kind of comedian now too.
it just
And like one thing I always respect too, like even especially a few months ago, our back end, like everyone, like we push the boundaries with the shit we say and the shit we do,
Oh,
right?
man.
So obviously like we have some editors and like just everyone on the team, managers or like back end people that like they're scared for what we're saying and shit. And I've always respected Steve because he says what he wants and he says what's funny, right?
yeah.
And like, yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
dope.
you've developed such a dope personality. Like in the time that I've known you, like I think you've grown a lot, like a ton. So I wanted to ask you why I said all that was like, how like did you go about it? Did you look for like when you were first watching like YouTube or when you were growing up? Did you ever think to like besides obviously wanting to play video games and like fucking work out? Did you like think of anything you wanted to do? Like was there anything specific?
No, but I always, I never thought I was gonna do anything normal. I always like was.
When did you start thinking like that?
I mean, forever. I don't know. Like in high school, the whole years, I never thought like I'm gonna want to go to college or do anything. I always thought I was gonna do something like become something, and I don't know why, but I always thought that like being normal was never an option for me.
Did that start when you started seeing what people were doing online? Like seeing that other people were able to do certain things? Did you say maybe you could see yourself doing that online?
Maybe I'm not sure. I know I was always fascinated by gamers, even Custom Grow 420. I was fascinated how he was smoking, and that was his job. I just wanted to not be normal, and I never thought I would be. And it's crazy how it worked out.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro, because that's exactly the thought that I had growing up. I remember thinking like about what other people did for a living. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just remember my own personal feeling was like, I never wanted to work a 9 to 5. I never wanted to have a job where I was like, I have to clock in and clock out. And because like I always saw and I always talked to people and it was always like, oh, they don't like it. They're not enjoying what they're doing. Some people, right? And those are the kind of the circles I found myself in. And then growing up being like, I don't want to fucking live a life like that. I didn't want to. And so it's interesting how you say that you always felt like there was more, because I can relate to that
From
so
the beginning.
heavy.
Even when
When? Like at what age were you like, there's something else?
Ever since the video games, I guess. So really young.
Yeah. You just like, there's something more for me than just 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You felt the same way?
I always feel like that, and I still feel like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even close to what it's gonna be.
No way.
It's
No.
gonna be like, so it never really ends, right? Maybe for some people it ends, but like I always knew like what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's just having the vision. Some people just have it, and some people don't.
So here's the thing I want to ask you, and you might be able to answer the question a little bit better, and I'll give my take on it in a second. But how did you think you developed that? Because that feeling that you're saying you're both relating to, I strongly relate to the same thing. I had this feeling in, like it was almost like in my body, like in my mind, in my heart, that I was like, there's something more for me that I knew that I was capable of, or I wanted to do. Like, how do you think you develop that? Does it just happen? Can you develop? Because like for people listening, if they're like, I don't feel like that, or I don't know what that is, could they develop it?
I don't know. I would like to say it's like I don't know. Some people might just have it, and some people might not. But I maybe think you can develop it a bit.
Yeah.
But some people just fucking have it, and when they want to do something, they don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
You know?
How important do you think that is in
It's
success?
everything. It's everything. Some people just, they'll say it and then they just won't do it. And you can't define why they won't do it. They just won't.
Yeah.
And there's no like, they'll just give up, or they'll just, you know. But the people that never quit, like they just, it's not an option. That's however I've always felt too. Just like, it's not a fucking option to fail, you know?
I mean, so let's talk about this. You've been doing YouTube for, it sounds like, almost 10 years, like dabbling in it. Specifically,
Yeah.
It seems like really hard the last 8 years.
Yeah. So when I met Jesse, it was like probably 6 years ago now.
Which, by the way, I want to get Jesse on this podcast with you.
Yeah.
At another day. I just know he's busy today, so.
We just came right from the gym. But
Which you guys probably know if you've seen it. He's not training with us, which we're going to address also later in this podcast, because a lot of people ask why he's not training with us. And it's actually simple. I think we'll just address it right now before you answer the rest of this question, because people are going to be like, why the fuck do you bring that up? I think he just likes doing his own thing.
Exactly.
he just works out at the house and shit. He's not.
He likes
I think
doing
because
his
for
own
us, I know Jesse. Like when he works out, he likes to like do it whenever he's ready. Like if he wakes up at
Right.
a certain time, he goes, does cardio, and that's it. And like we definitely like loafed at the gym and shit too. Like
Yeah.
it's a 30-minute drive from our house. Like he wouldn't want to drive 30 minutes and
Right,
shit.
right.
We love the vibes. Like we go to the gym, we fuck
Yeah.
around.
It's fun,
It's
man.
like a 4-hour thing.
It's like a fucking. It's,
fucking
like
a day.
It's just like a thing we just like doing. It's like a hobby, right?
Yeah.
So for him, I think it's more just like getting it done and shit. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about more of that later with the fitness stuff. But
Yeah.
So this, when did you start to really like go hard with it?
Yeah. So I was at like 30,000 subscribers.
How'd you get there though?
Just posting shit. I know.
Yeah.
Just posting shit.
And you weren't popular from someone else. No one helped you get followers.
Nope.
It was just, you were just,
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I think the first 1,000 is the hardest, to be honest. Like if you get
Subscribers.
1,000 people to subscribe to you from nothing, then it's up to you, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how do you
Absolutely.
get 1,000 people to just fucking?
yeah, it's
subscribe
funny
to
because
you?
like the numbers now are so large. It's crazy. But just you guys listening, like 1,000 people, even 300 people, that's a lot of people.
After
Like,
that, it's
all
up
those
to
pe-
you.
Yeah,
You know
if
what
you
I
put all
mean?
those
Like-
people in a room, like that's a lot of eyes.
A lot of people stop.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I met Jesse then at 30,000. He had an MTV show on in Canada.
That's why he goes by MTV Jesse.
Called Careless Teens. Yeah, it was like a Jackass like type show.
Yeah.
So he hit me up and
He saw you like at 30,000.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he had the show too. I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
And then we shot a video called he said he could light himself on fire without like getting hurt by like putting oil and shit. So we did this thing where like I would light him on fire and then we'd like blame it on someone else. Like, what the fuck? You just lit him on fire. And then
wait, in public?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It was like the first video we shot. And then we were pitching a TV show. This like production company hit us up.
Yeah.
We moved to LA with like 2 other guys at the time. And then that's like didn't work out, which I'm glad. They would have like changed us and shit.
Yeah.
But we moved to LA for 4 months, lived there, and then we just kept going back and forth, Canada to LA.
Yeah.
Because we could never stay for more than 6 months. And we just kept grinding. And then, yeah, there was a time when, like, I remember we were, like, just stopping. Like, we tried doing, like, skits on YouTube, like, full on, like, we're trying a bunch of different shit.
See what hit.
Because we weren't getting monetized because of the pranks. So we weren't making a lot of money and shit. And then we just got, like, demotivated kind of thing. And we were literally just, like, debating, like, oh, we know a lot about social media. Like, let's manage kids. Like, we tried doing Facebook. Like making money off Facebook because people were making a lot of money off Facebook.
Like what? Like advertising?
Like skits, like making skits and stuff like that. Like not or pranks too. But YouTube just wasn't working for us. Like we weren't getting those views and shit. And then I remember specifically, like I was like, nah, like we can't stop. But like we almost quit. Like we almost quit.
What at age was that? What age were you?
This was probably like 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe.
You almost
4 or
quit.
5 years ago. Yeah, this was after LA twice. Like. We were just in Canada, and when you're in Canada too, or like any small town, if you're not in LA, your mind starts to like become around the people that you're around.
That's common.
You know what I'm saying?
No matter
like
where
anyone
you are,
listening right now, like you got to come to LA to like give it a real shot, I think.
Yeah, or
you
gotta
have to.
or if you're in a situation where like